Whoa, I'm going to call the meeting of the Richfield City Council to order and ask for the roll call.
Here.
Here.
Here. Okay,
And Mayor Pro Tem, I'd just like to explain why they're absent, if you would.
sure, go ahead.
That they're both in Washington, D.C. on the city's behalf with the League of Cities, doing good for the city. So that's why they're not here tonight. So,
Okay, I'll move that we excuse both of them.
Second.
even though we don't have to.
We decided we didn't have to do
Yeah,
that
we don't
anymore?
have to do that
Okay, well, let's
But we'll excuse them.
carry it on. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries. That's right, we had changed that, that was good. We next have an open forum. Is there anyone here to speak at an open forum? Okay. Then if people would join me, we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. Just a question, as part of that change in our procedural holding of calling the names, do we even need to call the roll anymore? I mean, it's clear the secretary or the clerk can simply look and see who's here. What's the thought?
Yeah, Mayor Pro Tem Sandal and Council, I think as a matter of practice, you could do that, but you probably don't need to.
Take that off the agenda?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Excuse me. Okay. In front of us now, we have the approval of the minutes of the special City Council meeting of February 25th, 2014, and the special City Council work session of February 25th, 2014, and the regular City Council meeting of February 25th, 2014. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Council discussion items, hats off to Hometown Hits. I understand you have something you wanted to talk about?
I actually have a few things. I did want to mention, great job the city's doing with frozen pipes. It was interesting, I got a call from Beyond the Yellow Ribbon people. There was a lady in Minneapolis that had frozen pipes, and we're talking the pipes that go from your meter to the street, and Minneapolis wouldn't come out and do anything. And I was kind of blown away when I found that out, because Richfield went through 16 homes that had frozen pipes to the streets, and it's a matter of, we do it because we want to do it as a city, and the water services are just, I think, a great asset people forget about. But it came to light when I found out, well, this lady couldn't get any relief. One other thing I wanted to mention too is, if you watched, just before I walked in, they're talking about the ash borer in Minneapolis. They're going to cut down all their ash trees.
Wow.
And I'm just glad that we went proactive and decided to treat them, because they're talking in one block, 60 trees are going to be gone because they already have ash borer infestation. The other item I wanted to talk about, as part of the Noise Oversight Committee, we've been busy. The Senate has introduced a bill. It's Senate File 2208. And basically what that, there's also a companion House file bill, which is 2548. The authors are Dibble, Franson, Reinhardt, and Diedzik. And what it basically will do for Richfield is they want to terminate what they call the Noise Oversight Committee. The Noise Oversight Committee has been a super asset for Richfield and the communities around it. I think why this really came about is Edina and some of the other further cities out didn't think they had enough voice in the NOC. We actually voted, me and others voted Edina back onto the Noise Oversight Committee because they were never on, and it originated really from a group that was dysfunctional before with 13 members, MASEC. And if you look at the bill, they want to go back to the same group, which has been described as dysfunctional. And it was interesting when I went to testify, and we talked to Jeff Hamill, and he made a very good comment there. The NOC has been so good that it has created a large respect in the industry. The airlines like us or feel that we bring something to the table. The FAA likes us, we bring something to the table. The MAC likes us because we are the community support that gets things done. And we like it because all the cities that sit around the table have finally worked together. And the common goal was, we don't push our problems into your neighborhood. And I really think, and this is a personal opinion, and I'll get off my soapbox, but it is a move by Minneapolis, if you look at who's sponsoring it, to kind of get more voices on the knock than they should have. If you really look at the distance that Minneapolis covers right around the airport, we equal their distance in who faces the runways. Admitted they get more overflights and landings than we do, but we've never gone against anything Minneapolis has said. In fact, we actually speeded up a process they recommended to the NOC. So my understanding is why they want to get rid of it doesn't make sense to me. I'm fearful that it'll go back to the days when nobody can make a decision. And again, we were like considered the cutting edge in the industry for airport noise mitigation and working with the different governments involved. So those out there that can influence their senators and representatives, definitely tell them Richfield's not in favor of House File, or 2548 or Senate File 2208, and neither are the cities around with the exception of Minneapolis. So just wanted to mention that, and we'll be going to more meetings and longer nights. Thank you.
Thank you. I will be over at the Capitol on Thursday talking about transportation issues. So we have airplanes and transportation on the ground and in the air, no matter what. We have transportation issues. So, okay. Next item is council, I'm sorry, and did you have anything
No,
you
I
wanted
have
to bring up?
nothing this evening.
Okay, thank you. Next item is council approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. We now have the consent calendar, and I'll ask the Assistant City Manager to read that in for us.
Mayor Pro Tem Sandal and council members, the consent calendar contains several separate items which are acted upon by the City Council in one motion. Once the consent calendar has been approved, the individual items and recommended actions have also been approved, and no further council action on these items is necessary. We have 3 items on the consent calendar for you this evening. Item A, consideration of the approval of a resolution amending the 2013 general fund budget by authorization of a transfer of appropriations from the legislative, executive, and administrative services departments to the public safety and public works departments. Item B, consideration of the approval of the contract renewal with Odessa, Minneapolis for 2014-2015 for auctioning forfeited vehicles from public safety police. And item C, consideration of the approval of the 2014 agreement with Hennepin County Human Services and Public Health Department and the City of Richfield Police Department for continuing funds for a police cadet position and JCPP training. And that's tonight's consent calendar.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the consent calendar?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Okay.
I was wondering if
I was wondering the
Deputy
same
Chief
thing.
Henthorn wanted to speak about what police cadets are.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Sandal and Council. We're currently going through a process of revamping our cadet program. We had an executive board meeting approximately a month ago with the other 5 joint community police partnership cities, and we're trying to develop a process that is good for all the communities so that the cadet program will continue to flourish and be successful.
So you recommend we go forward?
Yes.
Can you explain what a police cadet is for those that out in the audience might not know?
A police cadet is someone that we bring on in the department. We have certain stringent requirements that they have to meet. We have funding that is provided not only for their education, but also for to pay their salary. And usually we look for cadet candidates that are bilingual.
And what do they do in the department, I guess, is the question.
They sort of serve the process as a community service officer. We have a field training program for them where they ride with a police officer to learn the job of what a police officer does. But they also ride along with our environmental division to learn the job of a community service officer, to deal with animals and code compliance issues.
Thank you.
Okay. Any further discussion? I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next item is item number 5, a public hearing regarding issuance of a new on-sale wine and 3.2% malt liquor license for Tejaban Mexica Grill. And I believe you, no,
No,
Pat has this one, I'm
we
sorry.
can eat it.
Yeah,
Well, you've already set the stage there, Mayor Pro Tem. It's-
I'm sorry,
we're
I
gonna
just
start
got
with a
carried
public hearing in regards to the consideration of the issuance of the new on-sale wine and 3.2% malt liquor license for Tejaban Mexica Grill.
yes. All right, so this is a public hearing. Does anyone wish to speak on this topic? We have representatives from, I assume from Tejaban. If you'd like to say hello and tell us why we should come and eat at your restaurant, we'd be happy to hear from you.
How's it going? Nice to see everybody
Good.
here. My name is Miguel Hernandez. I'm assistant GM. GM is also here, Miguel, and our consultant here, Lise. Yeah, it's going along pretty well. We would love to get the on-sale liquor license. That'd be great. With both liquor license in the hearing here, or at least the one for the Tejaban. Our food is great, and a beer doesn't do any harm. We've been we haven't had any problems with it, so I really don't, we do fine with handling, and we train, and we're gonna have Bob come out with his program to get both places in accordance to what we agree with, to have a suitable place to be consuming liquor. Yeah, it's been going great. As you can see, we're a little bit of construction there today, and hoping open up both places so everyone can come eat, barbecue or Mexican.
Okay, and would you like to put your address or tell us your address for the record?
Oh, for the barbecue fire up will be at 2 West 66th Street, and El Tejaban will be at 6519 Nicollet Avenue, and they will be opening within the month. We don't want to put a date on it yet, because our hands there, but it will be coming pretty soon, and we're working pretty hard to get it here in Richfield.
Okay. If you want to sign in your name and address
Oh.
on the sheet there.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. You want to tell us a little bit more about the matter?
Yeah, I think it's important because I know when the representatives were here before, that there were some neighbors that came up, and there was a fairly decent dialogue about some of their concerns, and they were addressed. And I think there was an agreement that both parties are going to try to be courteous to the needs of the neighbors and also for the patrons you're servicing and everything. Some of the concerns involve long-standing problems the neighbors had in regards to some other food service facilities in the neighborhood. And I think that you guys came back and indicated to them you were well aware of their concerns and you're going to work as hard as possible to get in sync with them and making sure that there's a comfortable relationship between you, your clientele, and also the neighbors that live on First Avenue just behind the thing. So I think there was a good reasoned dialogue, and I think that's the reason we have public hearings and the reason that everybody comes up, has an opportunity to speak, so that we're all working off the same schedule and know what the needs of all the respective parties are. So I appreciate your cooperating and dealing with the neighbors on that. And so I'm going to go through just a little bit of the background before I move the vote. On November 13th, 2013.
Close the meeting, right?
Close the public hearing,
Oh,
and you're
I'm
welcome
sorry.
to
Yeah,
have it
No
shared.
problem.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. All right. I'll move to close the public hearing.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
Thank you. Once again, like I said, I'll just give a little bit of the background that precedes the public hearing this evening. On November 13th, 2013, the city received the application and other required documents for the license. It's being heard before us tonight. A public safety background investigation has been completed and reveals the following. The original El Tejaban will be moving to 6519 Nicollet Avenue South, and the location at 2 West 66th Street will become Fire Up Barbecue, which will be managed by the owner's son, Miguel Hernandez Jr. The application for the on-sale and 3.2 malt liquor license will be issued in the name of Tejaban Mexica Grill, LLC. The applicant has satisfied the following requirements. License fees have been paid, real estate taxes are not delinquent, proof of commercial and liquor liability insurance has been received showing Farmers Insurance Exchange as affording the coverage. There is no need at this time for an accountant statement regarding the food or alcohol ratio. The results of the public safety background are summarized in an attachment to this report. In essence, the public safety director has reviewed the background investigation report, and none of the information in the report would cause the director to recommend denial of the license. On-sale wine and 3.2 malt liquor licenses require owners of these establishments to comply with resolution number 9511, which outlines the discipline they can expect if any ongoing problems occur. A copy of this resolution has been given to the owners of the establishment. And once again, during the dialogue on a prior meeting, we had a fairly lengthy discussion about the rules, the reason for them, and what access the neighbors had, and hopefully the communications with the owners of the restaurant to make sure that everybody's, once again, on the same page and has a nice relationship going forward. With that being said, at this time, I will move to approve the issuance of a new on-sale wine and 3.2 malt liquor licenses for Tejaban Mexica Grill LLC, DBA Fire Up Barbecue, 2 West 66th Street.
Second. Any further discussion? We're happy that you'll be doing more business in the city of Richfield. Call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for coming. All right, next item is number 6, and this one is
I get to have
yours.
this one.
Yes.
Again, I'll probably want to thank the Assistant City Manager for this. She probably negotiated it. But the item under consideration is a resolution approving the contract with the International Association of Firefighters, Local 1215, for the contract period from January 1, 2014 through December 31st, 2014. City staff has completed labor negotiations with the International Association of Firefighters, Union 1215. This was the last of 4 union contracts settled for the 2014 calendar year. The provisions of the one-year contract cover all 24 employees of this unit. Tentative settlement provides for wage adjustment of 2.25%, effective the first full pay period in January 2014, which they'll get back pay, I assume. It also provides a $40 per month increase to the employer health insurance contribution and a $7.50 per month increase to the employer contribution for single dental insurance coverage. The other provisions, tentative agreement, include a $15 increase for clothing allowance, which went from $585 to $600 per year, an increase in disability reserve cap from 960 hours to 1,200 hours. Disability reserve hours are used after all sick leave have been exhausted and can be used only in the case of actual illness or injury, legal quarantine, and to receive dental or medical care. The 240-hour increase helps the employee when they need to be out for serious medical condition. However, there is no payout obligation for unused disability reserve hours and at the time of the employee's separation of employment. And additional clothing items were added to the initial list in the clothing allowance list. So having said all that, I'll go ahead and bring forth the question. I want to thank Pam for negotiating this. She got them done quick. That we adopt the resolution approving the provision of the 2014 labor agreement with the International Association of Firefighters, Local 1215 Bargaining Unit, and authorize the city manager to execute the agreement.
Second. Any discussion? I would also thank Pam and staff for doing such a good job and getting, that's the last contract, right? Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
It's not even June yet.
And no one's out on strike, yes. All right. I'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 7 is appointment of a commissioner to Community Services Commission. And I will move that that we place Carolyn Engeldinger on the Community Services Commission for a term expiring January 31st, 2017.
Second.
Okay. And just before we vote on this, just a reminder that we still have additional openings for anyone that's interested on the Arts Commission, Community Service Commission, Friendship City Commission, and the Human Rights Commission. And we are still open to taking applications. If you have any interest in serving, you can go on the city website, fill in the application, or call City Hall if you need assistance. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. City Manager's report.
The only thing that I would perhaps add to your, Mayor Pro Tem, your announcement that there's still openings on the commission is, as you know, through Richfield Connect, our new online civic engagement tool, we do have questions out there right now asking people about their knowledge of city commissions so that we can better understand if there's a lack of information that we can assist with, and also just trying to get some feedback about, you know, are you interested in participating, why or why not? So we hope people will go to that site, and you can access it from our city's website and help us get some really good feedback. And that's it for the city manager's report.
Yeah, okay. All right. Next item, claims and payroll, and I apologize, they stopped with me. I will
I'll move claims and payroll.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right. And since we have no further business, we stand adjourned. 22 minutes.